walking through the rooms of this quiet, hollow place, searching for a ghost or a familiar trace. I opened up the windows just to let the morning in, but the sunlight's cold against my paper-thin skin. I'm sitting at the table where we used to share the wine. Now I'm tracing circles on a heart that isn't mine. I check the cupboard for the coffee and the tea, but there's nothing in the kitchen that feels like me. I'm a vessel that's been drained, I'm a sky without a blue, I'm a story with the ending song right out by you. I try to find the rhythm, I try to find the spark, but I'm just a candle melting in the dark. Cause it feels so empty, yeah, it feels so wide, like a canyon opening up deep inside. You took the color and you took the very air. Now there's a heavy kind of nothing everywhere. I didn't just lose you, I lost the us we made, and I'm standing in the center of the mess you laid. Yeah, the well ran dry and the sky fell through, and it feels so empty after loving you. I saw your old jacket hanging on the bedroom door, and I realized I don't know who I am anymore. Was I just a shadow? Was I just a part of the beautiful disaster you called a heart? I'm folding up the blankets, I'm clearing out the shelf, but I can't find a single piece of my old self. I'm a house with no furniture, a girl with no song, just a permanent missing where I used to belong. They say that time is a healer, but time is just a thief, stealing the energy from my quiet grief, leaving me hollow, leaving me spent like a letter that was written but never sent. And I'm standing in the center of the mess you laid. And a well ran dry and the sky fell through, and it feels so empty after loving you. So empty in the hallway, so the mirror's hanging crooked on a bedroom wall, reflecting back a girl I don't recognize at all. I'm picking up the shards of a Saturday night, when the forever in your eyes lost all its light. I sweep the floor, but the splinters stay deep in the corners of the bed where I no longer sleep. I've got 1,000 whys and a million no mores, swept into a pile behind the closet doors. I'm a puzzle with the edges torn away. I'm messy little tragedy in shades of gray. I try to pull the rhythm back into my chest, but I'm failing every single heartbeat test. And oh, she waits in pieces on the floor, listening for a ghost to walk through the door. She's a mosaic of the promises you broke, a dying fire turning into bitter smoke. You left the map, but you took the destination. Left her standing in a hollow station, watching the trains go by in a blur. And she waits in pieces for the rest of her. I see her handwriting on a grocery list, just a casual reminder of the lips I kissed. Now the ink is smeared by a tear I didn't mean to drop on the memory of the life we'd seen. I'm gluing back the fragments of my own name, but without your touch it doesn't feel the same. I'm a house with no roof in a heavy rain, just a jagged collection of beautiful pain. One piece is angry, one piece is blue, one piece is still hopelessly waiting for you. One piece is screaming, how could you go? And the last piece is the only one that really knows that you're never coming back to make me whole again. A dying fire turning into bitter smoke. You left the map, but you told the destination. Left her standing in a hollow station, watching the trains go by in a blur. And she waits in pieces for the rest of her. Just a fragment here, a shadow there, scattered like ashes in a winter air. She waits, she waits, she waits, but the pieces don't fit anymore. The pieces don't fit anymore. It's not just the person, it's the way it felt. I'm so cold now, yeah. I'm hugging myself in the middle of the kitchen floor, trying to remember what a soft word was for. The mirror's a stranger, the hallways wide, with no one to tell me the secrets I hide. I'm making the coffee, I'm making the bed, but there's a heavy kind of hunger that won't be fed. I saw a couple laughing in the 2 p.m. light, and I had to look away just to keep my chest tight. It's the way you'd reach out without even a thought, the little bit of peace that can never be bought. The bass is thumping steady, like a heart that's lost its beat in this lo-fi rhythm of a long and cold retreat. 'Cause she misses the person, but she misses being loved, the feeling of a sanctuary, the hand inside the glove. I'm drowning in the lo-fi, lost in the blue, in a wide open heart that's saturated in you. Yes, a bone deep lonely, a heartfelt kind of flood, to miss the way the magic used to run through her blood. I told my heart to be quiet, told my soul to be still, but I'm sliding down a mountain against my own will. Is it quiet where you are? Do you feel the same chill? Or did you take the sunlight and leave me the bit? 'Cause she misses the person, but she misses being loved, the feeling of a sanctuary, the hand inside the glove. I'm drowning in the lo-fi, lost in the blue, in a wide open heart that's saturated in you. Misses being loved, misses being loved. The way you looked at me, the way it felt to be seen, just a static, just the blue. The coffee's cold, the steam is gone, just like the way you used to look at me at dawn. I'm tracing circles on the kitchen wood, trying to remember when we both were good. Now the house is heavy with the things you left, a hollow resonance, a quiet theft. I reach for you but touch the empty air. The ghost of us is everywhere. I'm screaming underwater, but it's perfectly still. I thought I could save us, but I never will. The clock on the wall is the only sound, watching my world hit the ground. And oh, it's a violent kind of quiet, a broken heart in a world on riot. You didn't shout, you didn't even try, you just let the embers flicker and die. No final words, no violent violence, just the crushing weight of all the silence. Now I'm left here, losing my mind in the love you left faded behind. Yeah, our love faded in silence. Love faded in silence. I saw your coat in the back of the hall, and for a second I forgot it all. I almost called out, I almost said your name, Then I remembered we're not the same. You're miles away in a different skin, and I'm the cage that you used to live in. We grew apart like vines in the cold. Stories we promised would never be told. They say it's better to have loved and lost, but nobody tells you the hidden cost of waking up and realizing the truth, that I gave you the best of my youth, and you didn't even say goodbye. You just turned out a light in your eyes. Faded like a photograph in the sun. Faded until there was no one. Just me and the echo of the door. I don't hear your footsteps anymore. I stopped taking the driveway at 5:30, learning how to be more than just still alive. The neighbors all think that I'm over the worst, but they don't see the way that the bubble has burst. I've painted the bedroom a different shade, hoping the scent of your spirit would fade. But the walls are just plaster, the colors are new, and it's still a giant jagged hole in the shape of you. I'm a master of the how you lie, with a smile that's as dry as a desert sky. I can talk about weather, I can talk about work, but beneath the surface, the shadows still lurk. Cause the surface is steady, the surface is calm. I've washed every trace of your touch from my palm, but way down in the dark where the oxygen's thin, where the forever was supposed to begin, it's a dull, heavy ache that won't go to sleep. I promise I wasn't allowed to keep. The time didn't heal it, it just made it steep. And God, my heart still hurts deep. Yeah, it still hurts deep. I saw your old sweater at the bottom of the bin, and it felt like a needle pressed into my skin. I thought I was stronger, I thought I was through, but the smallest of things brings me right back to you. It's a physical bruise on a soul that's been torn, a weary kind of heavy, a quiet kind of mourn. I'm a shipwrecked survivor on the beach made of glass, watching the ghost of our memories pass. They say let it go like it's easy to do, like I'm not still wearing the brand of you, but you still this rain. I'm tired of the bitter, I'm tired of the strong, when the hollow inside me is where you belong. Scream anymore. It just hums, waiting for the healing that never quite comes. Still hurts so deep. The end didn't come with a crash or a fight. It didn't go screaming into the night. It was a soft-spoken theft, a slow-motion blur, like the velvet of winter settling on her. He didn't use hammers, he didn't use steel. He just withdrew the things he used to feel. And she stood there smiling while the air turned to ice, paying for forever at a terrible price. It's the quietest kind of a landslide, when you're dying a little on the inside. No sirens are wailing, no windows are broke, just a heart turning slowly to smoke. 'Cause love crushed her gently, it took its sweet time, like a beautiful mountain she was destined to climb. It wasn't a wrecking ball, it was a weight that sat on her chest until it was too late. A feather-light pressure that turned into stone, until she was hollow and truly alone. He broke every bone with a whisper and a kiss. Oh, how did it ever come down to this? Yeah, love crushed her gently. Folding the shirts like she's handling glass, watching the hours and the memories pass. If he'd been a villain, she'd know how to hate, but he was just finished, he was just too late. It's the kindness that kills you, the sorry so sweet, while the ground is dissolving beneath your own feet. Now she's a ghost in a well-tailored dress, a masterpiece made of a beautiful mess. Give me a storm or lightning strike, something that feels like a war I can't fight, but don't give me mercy that bleeds me so dry. And don't give me maybe while you're saying goodbye. gently, so softly, like snow on a roof, until it collapses. The only remaining proof she's lying in pieces, but she didn't make a sound. Love crushed her gently, right into the ground. I watched your tail lights bleed into the rain, and neon red map of a brand new pain. I stayed on the porch till the gravel went still, waiting for the sorry I know you never feel. I kept the porch light on, a desperate stop, thinking you realize how empty you are. But the road just stretched and the night grew wide, and I died a little more with every mile you'd ride. I was the anchor, I was the home, the one who stayed steady while you chose to roam. I gave you my rhythm, I gave you my track, but I'm standing here holding a heart that's gone black. Cause you walked out the door and you didn't turn around, not a hesitation, not a single sound. I was screaming your name in the hollow of the night, but you didn't even flicker, you didn't even fight. It wasn't a tragedy, it wasn't a play, it was just a man walking coldly away. I gave you forever, I begged you to stay, but love, yeah, love didn't look back. Now love didn't look back. I'm cleaning the kitchen, I'm scrubbing the floor, trying to wash out the ghosts by the door. I see your reflection in the glass of the sink, and I'm forced to remember, I'm forced to think. Was it that easy to leave me behind, to flip the switch and go suddenly blind? I'm a page in a book that you've already read, just a pile of memories under the bed. Even the seasons checking before they go, even the summer says goodbye to the snow. But you were a thief with a key and a plan to leave me as lonely as a woman can. You didn't even check to see if I'd fall, you just left your shadow on the bedroom wall. Not a chance, just the sound of the wind in the pines, between the heart and the finish lines. I'm still waiting, but the road is just blind. Love didn't look back. was just a quiet cooling, yeah. The dinner's getting cold and the conversation's dry. I'm searching for a reason in the corner of your eye, but the maps have all been redrawn and the signal's getting weak. There's a heavy kind of silence every time you try to speak. We didn't break with a bang, we didn't crash into the shore. We just slowly became strangers, walking through the same front door. I watched the colors wash away from everything we knew, from the vibrant kind of gold to a pale and dusty blue. I tried to hold the moment, tried to stop the leaking sand, but I was reaching for a ghost inside the palm of my own hand. The bass is thumping steady like a heart that's lost its beat, and this lo-fi rhythm of a long and cold retreat. 'Cause the fire didn't die, just love walked away quietly, leaving me right here, feeling so damn lonely. I'm drowning in the lo-fi, lost in the blue, in a wide open house that's saturated in it. Ooh, yeah, it's a bone deep lonely, a heartfelt kind of holy, to realize at the end that love walked away quietly. I told my heart to be quiet, told my soul to be still, but I'm sliding down a mountain against my home will. Was it a slow motion fading, or a sudden cold snap? Did I fall off the edge, or did I fall into trap? 'Cause the fire didn't die, just love walked away. 'Cause the fire didn't die, it just love walked away, leaving me right here, feeling so damn lonely. And drowning in the lo-fi, lost in the blue, in a wide open house that's saturated in you. We walked away quietly. It was so bright, just the static, just the blue. Just the static, just the blue. She's staring at the ceiling where the starlight used to dance, holding on to fragments of a broken down romance. The blueprint for the future is a faded yellow page, and she's just a lonely actress on a dark and empty stage. She bought the white lace curtains and she picked the garden seeds, but the garden's overgrown with all the nevers and the needs. She built a life on promises that weren't meant to keep, and now the foundation is crumbling while she's trying to sleep. It's a different kind of mourning when the person hasn't died, but the version of the us you knew has withered up inside. She's a widow to a wedding that never took its breath, A slow motion funeral, a quiet kind of death. Cause she lost the house, she lost the home, she lost the way and found the alone. Your white picket fences, a shadow on the wall, and the happily ever after didn't happen at all. It wasn't just a breakup, it was a whole world falling through. A funeral for the girl that she was when she had you. Yeah, the anchor broke and the light grew dim, and she lost the dream when she lost him. That's just a storage room filled with boxes of the somedays that'll never get to bloom. She walks through the kitchen and she smells the ghost of tea, but there's only one cup sitting where there used to be three. Is it a crime to miss a life that you never got to live, to breathe for all the forevers that you had left to give? She's a map with no city, she's a compass with no north, just two weary souls forgotten her own worth. You can mend a broken heart with enough time and some glue, but how do you mend a future that's been ripped in two? She's a bride with no altar, she's a mother with no child, walking through a desert that was supposed to be mine. She lost the dream when she lost the dream. She lost the dream like a balloon in a storm. She lost the dream of staying safe, your Lord. The porch lights off, the door is shut. Deepest cut, she lost it all. She lost it all. It all. You said yeah, but the air already changed. I can feel the cold, yeah. The keys are on the counter, but they look like they're ready to fly. I'm searching for a hello in the corner of a shift tonight. We're sitting on the sofa, the there's an ocean in between, watching all the forevers turn into a silent scene. You're talking about the weather, you're talking about the day, but I can hear the suitcase clicking in the things you don't say. I saw a ghost of us inside the steam of my morning brew. Every little thing I touch is saturated in the used to. The silence in the hallway is a heavy ringing sound, telling me the foundation is hitting the cold ground. The bass is thumping steady like a heart lost its beat in this lo-fi rhythm of a long and cold retreat. 'Cause the heart knows goodbye long before the lips can speak. Watching the foundation turn into something brittle and weak. I'm drowning in the lo-fi, lost in the blue, in a wide open house that's saturated in you. Yeah, it's a bone deep lonely, a heart filled kind of sighs to realize that being at the heart knows I told my mind to be quiet, told my soul to be still, but it's sliding down a mountain against its own will. You're still standing there, you're still in the room, but my heart is already weaving the threads of the doom. 'Cause the heart knows goodbye long before the lips can speak. Watching the foundation turn into something brittle and weak. I'm drowning in the lo-fi, lost in the blue, in a wide open house that's knows goodbye. You're still here, but the love is already gone. Just a static, just the glue. I've deleted your number, I've cleared out the drawer. I don't look for your headlights in the driveway anymore. I've told all my friends that I'm doing just fine, that I've finally drawn a definitive line. But the logic of daylight is a beautiful lie that dissolves the second the sun leaves the sky. My head knows the ending, it's read every page, but my soul is a bird that won't leave the cage. I've got 1,000 reasons why you're wrong for me, a list of scars that the world cannot see. My mind says run and my pride says no, but the ghost in my veins is made of your stuff. 'Cause my head knows it's over, it's finished, it's dead. It remembers the cold, bitter words that you said. It knows that you're gone and you're not coming back. It's painted the memories in charcoal and black. But the heart is a rebel, the heart is a fool. It doesn't play fair and it don't follow rules. Even after the damage, the fire and the haunting, the heart still wants what it shouldn't be wanting. The heart still wants. I walked past the cafe where we used to sit, and my brain did the math. Yeah, I knew this was it. It reminded me why we could never belong. How the rhythm was jagged, the timing was wrong. But then I smelled your perfume on a stranger's coat, and the moving our speech died right in my throat. 1 minute I'm standing, the next I'm a wreck, with the weight of your memory like a stone around my neck. It's a civil war inside of my bones, between the stay silent and the pick up the phone. Logic is steady, belonging is loud. It's a thunderous ache underneath a dark cloud. How can I breathe when my chest is divided between the truth and the love? It won't be subsided, 'cause my head knows it's over, it's finished, it's dead. It remembers the cold, bitter words that you said. It knows that you're gone and you're not coming back. It's painted the memories in charcoal and black, but the heart I'm looking at the shadow where you used to stand, like a line drawn deep in the shifting sand. The tea is getting cold in your favorite cup, and I'm still waiting for the sun to wake up. I did everything right, I played every part. I gave you the keys to the map of my heart, but I woke up to a house that was hollow and gray, like the ones of the summer just drifted away. I'm checking the windows, I'm checking the lights, but you can't keep a ghost in a wooden box. I thought we were solid, I thought we were gold, but the fire went out and the hearts turned cold. Cause the passion was loud and I promised to hide, but you took a feet right up to the sky. But when the wind started blowing and the winter moved in, the walls started shaking and the plastic roofing. I didn't let go, no, I held on for two, but I couldn't bridge the distance between me and you. I did all the praying, I did all I could do, but love, yeah, love forgot to stay. It just forgot to stay. Grocery store alone, feeling like a stranger in the skin I've outgrown. I see a couple laughing by the silver and glass, and I step to the side just to let the ghost pass. Is it a slow motion theft or a sudden goodbye when the light just evaporates out of the night? I'm a garden of weeds where the roses once grew, just a permanent missing in the shape of you. Did it slip through the cracks while we were asleep? Was the price of forever just a little too steep? I stayed at the station, I waited on the track. The love checked its bags and it never looked back. Just forgot. The ink is dry, but the page is torn, just like the promise of a Tuesday morn. I'm opening my mouth, but the air stays still, like a frozen river at the base of a hill. I used to have a poem for every touch. Now the weight of the earth is just way too much. I'm a library burned to the blackened ground, a scream in the dark that doesn't make a sound. I'm searching for a noun to describe the ache, a verb for the way that I started to break. But the dictionary's empty, the alphabet's gone, and I'm standing in a world with the volume turned off. Cause she's broken beyond her own words tonight, beyond the reach of the morning light. There's no metaphor for the way it feels to lose the ground beneath your heels. It's a jagged kind of hollow, a deep sea of blue, a language of loss that I never knew. I'm reaching for a phrase, but the truth is blurred. Yeah, I'm broken, way beyond the word. I try to tell my sister how I'm getting by, but the I'm okay is a dusty lie. It sticks in my throat like a shot of glass, watching the ghost of our history pass. I'm a sentence that ended in a sharp eclipse, with the taste of your name still on my lips. If I could speak it, maybe I could let it go, but I'm trapped in a story that I don't even know. But goodbye is too small for this kind of end. Heartbreak is a word that I can't defend. It's bigger than the lyrics, it's deeper than the rhyme. It's 1,000 years of hurt in a moment of time. I'm a silent film in a crowded room. Is blurred, yeah, I'm broken. I'm standing in the hallway where the shadows used to dance, but the news is gone and I'm out of every second chance. I look into the mirror and I see a stranger's face, just a hollowed out reflection in a cold and quiet space. I gave you every secret, every spark and every breath. Now the silence in the kitchen feels a little bit like death. I'm reaching for a memory just to feel the flicker of the heat, but the pilot light is out and I'm tastes of bittersweet. I pour pour my water into a desert sand. I let the ocean slip right through my hand. I'm a vessel that's been drained, I'm a sky without the blue, and I'm terrified of what is left of me without you. 'Cause I'm empty, yeah, I'm empty after loving you. Like a page that's been erased, like a sky that's never through. I spent my golden years just trying to keep your spirit bright. Now I'm shivering alone in the middle of the night. You took the color, took the rhythm, took the very best of me, and left a ghost of who I actually used to be. Yeah, the weather's run dry and the sky is falling through, and I'm just empty after loving you. Your closet's got a gap where your denim used to hang, and the wind through the window has a lonely kind of twang. I try to fill the hours with the noise of the TV, but the characters are talking and they're looking right at me. They're asking where the girl went who used to laugh until she cried, before she let a piece of her go with her up and die. My house above a furniture, no doubt onto the lawn, just waiting for a sunlight, just never gonna dawn. They say that love's a journey, they say that love is kind, but they don't mention all the pieces that you have to leave behind. I bartered my soul for a seat at your table, and I stay there forever if I only were able. But the feast is all over and the kettles are burned, and I'm staring at the lessons that I never should have learned. Like a bottle on the shore, empty. I don't know who I am anymore, just an echo in the hall. Oh, just a shadow on the wall after loving you. It's like leading my chest, but the clock keeps ticking, and I'm still here. The gravity in this room has shifted since you left, caught in the middle of a slow and quiet theft. I try to lift my head, but the air is made of stone, learning how to navigate this hollow house alone. I'm tracing the patterns of the dust upon the floor, waiting for a version of me that doesn't hurt no more. I poured a glass of water just to feel the weight in my hand, trying to find a solid place where I can finally stand. But every time I swallow, there's a lump of cold regret, 1,000 different memories that I haven't finished yet. The bass is thumping steady like a pulse that's out of time, in this lo-fi rhythm of a slow and lonely cry. 'Cause my heart is heavy, but I'm still breathing, grieving for the always and the never alone, deep lonely. Your heart felt kinda meaning to be so broken and still be breathing. Still breathing. I told my heart to be quiet, told my soul to be still, but I'm sliding down a mountain against my own will. Is there a rhythm for the ruins? There a song for the fall? Or am I just a shadow leaning up against the wall? 'Cause my heart is heavy, but I'm still breathing. Breathing for the always and the never leaving. I'm drowning in the lo-fi, lost in the blue, in a wide open space that's saturated in you. Still breathing. Just the static. Just the the porch lights buzzing like a lonely ghost, sticking to the shadows that I miss the most. I haven't moved your boots from the kitchen mat. I'm still having conversations with your old straw hat. The neighbors whisper when they see me at the gate. They say it's been a year, it's getting kinda late. That they don't see the calendar I've frozen on the wall, waiting for the moment that I hear your footsteps fall. I'm a lighthouse burning for a ship that's gone down, a silent queen in a hollowed out town. Logic is a stranger, reason is a thief, and I'm the only resident in the city of brief. 'Cause my heart still waits, it's standing at the door, like it's never heard the word never before. It's a stubborn little fire in a freezing rain, searching for a flicker in a world of pain. You took the forever and you walked out the light, but I'm still holding on to every Saturday night. Yeah, the world keeps moving, the seasons disappear, but my heart is still waiting here. I went to the market and I bought 2 steaks, just another one of those habitual mistakes. I set the table and I poured the dark red wine, and I remember this life isn't mine. I'm a clock with no hands, I'm a bird with no sky, just a girl who's forgotten how to say goodbye. I'm keeping your side of the bed warm and neat, in case you get tired of the cold, bitter street. They say that hope is a dangerous thing, a beautiful poison with a jagged edge sting. But what do I do with the love that's left over, with the fields of our history turning to clover? I'd rather be waiting and running too late. Kept the porch light burning till the bulb turned gray, chasing the ghosts of the things you didn't say. My mother told me, honey, don't give it all away, but I poured my spirit in a vessel made of clay. I ignored the cracks, I ignored the bitter cold. I traded my stew before your tarnish and your mold. I saw a kingdom where you only saw a room, and one just a flower that was picked before the bloom. They say there's a limit to what a soul can take, a point where the iron is finally forced to break. But I crossed that border 100 miles ago, into a darkness only desperate people know. Cause she loved past the reason, she loved past the light. She stayed in the rain, fueled the losing this fight. She bartered a piece for a seat at your feet, and prayed for a harvest on a one-way street. Beyond all the logic, beyond any pride, she kept the door open with nothing inside. Yeah, the world called it crazy, the world called it treason, but she didn't care, she just loved past reason. Looking for myself in the wreck you left behind, in the tangled up corners of a weary vacant mind. I spent my currency on dreams that wouldn't grow, feeding the fire that was buried in the snow. You were a habit that I didn't want to break, a beautiful fever, magnificent mistake. Now I'm standing empty and I'm shivering in the sun, wondering who I am now that the giving is all gone. Reason is a compass that points you to the shore, but love is the ocean that pulls you under more. I threw away the anchor, I threw away the chart, and let the waves just dismantle my heart. I knew you would leave, yeah, I knew from the start. But she didn't care, she just loved past the reason, past the warnings, past the common sense, past the holes in the garden fence. I'm still here in the after, waiting for the echo of your laughter. Point of no return. Past the point of no return. The clock on the wall is a cold-hearted friend, marking the seconds where I wait for the end of the shadows that stretch and the ghosts that arrive, and the hours where I'm barely staying alive. I've counted the patterns of the light from the street while I'm shivering under a thin linen sheet. I told my reflection I'd be stronger by now, but the weight of your absence is breaking my vow. The city is sleeping, the world is at peace, but for me there's a storm that won't ever cease. I'm reaching for pillows that are empty and cold, trying to find the us I was promised to hold. And I'm broken after midnight, broken after the tears, drowning in the silence of the upcoming years. The salt on my skin is a map of the pain of a love that evaporated into the rain. It's a cinematic hollow, a beautiful lake to be shattered in the dark for a memory's sake. The sun is a stranger I'm not ready to meet, because broken after midnight, I'm finally complete. Tick-tock, but it's frozen in time, like a heart made of rock. I'm replaying the fights and the ways that we fell in this 3 a.m. version of a personal hell. The moon is a witness to the salt in my eyes as I'm deconstructing your beautiful life. Why does the dark make the memory so loud? Why am I lost in this permanent cloud? I'm screaming in silence, I'm calling your name, but the echo is the only thing stoking the flame. I'm falling, I'm fading, I'm losing the light. Yeah, I'm broken after midnight, broken after the tears, drowning in the silence of the upcoming years. The salt on my skin is a map of the pain of a love that evaporated into the rain. It's a cinematic hollow, beautiful lake to be shattered in the dark for a memory's sake. The sun is a stranger I'm not ready to meet, because broken after midnight, I'm finally complete. Of our forever past, broken after the midnight. I'm standing in the hallway of a house that's turned to glass, watching all the shadows of the people we let pass. I try to walk through the kitchen, but I stumble at the door, 'cause I can't unsee your ghost dancing on the floor. The scent of cedar wood is clinging to the drapes. There is no exit sign, there are no fire escapes. I'm a prisoner of the then, I'm a stranger to the now, trying to remember how we broke a sacred vow. Every corner is a trigger, every pillow is a trap. I'm looking for a way out, but I've lost the only map. I've painted over colors, I moved the heavy frames, but the drywall still remembers both our names. Shattered by the version of the girl I used to be. Yeah, I'm falling through the floorboards of a life that's been outgrown, broken reflection on a lonely shore. I could see the way you laughed, I could hear the way you spoke before the weight of all the silence finally made us choke. I try to close my eyes, but the theater is on, playing every sunrise from the years before the dawn. I'm living in a museum where I can't touch the art, just a lonely curator of a dying, beating heart. Is there room in this heart that isn't filled with you? Is there a single thought that isn't color blue? I'm tearing down the curtains, I'm breaking every seal, but the more I try to forget, the more it feels real. I've scrubbed the scent of you from every sheet. I've walked until the blisters burn my feet. I fill the rooms with noise and turn the lights up high, trying to drown the memory of that last July. But when the clock strikes 12 and the world goes still, the silence starts to climb like a winter chill. I've told my ears to listen to a different sound, but there's a heavy resonance that's still around. They say the words are feathers drifting on the air, that they vanish in the minute that you're no longer there. But yours are made of iron, yours are made of lead, still circling like vultures around my bed. And oh, my heart still hears goodbye, like a thunderclap beneath the summer sky. It's the only note that's playing on the radio, the only ghost that follows everywhere I go. It doesn't matter if the years start to fly, or if I find a way to keep my eyes dry in the quiet of the night, in the center of the crowd. My heart still hears goodbye. Just the way you looked 1,000 lives before. You didn't have to speak, I knew the rhythm well, the rising of the tide, the tolling of the bell. I reached out for your hand, but I touched the empty space, and the sound of your departure familiar face. It's a frequency that's locked inside my chest, a jagged little secret that won't let me rest. Is it a haunting or a curse? Is it a blessing in reverse to have the echo of your exit playing on a loop, like a bird that's been forgotten in a hollowed out coop? I can't shut the window, I can't close the door. It's louder now than it ever was before. Yeah, my heart still hears goodbye, like a thunderclap beneath the summer sky. It's the only note that's playing on the radio, the only ghost that follows everywhere I go. It doesn't matter if the years start to fly, or if I find a way to keep my eyes dry in the quiet of the night, in the center of the cry. My heart still hears goodbye. It hears goodbye in the closing of a door.